Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, yeah, 24 hours. And let the happiness come to you. On Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio. Relax Radio. Relax Radio.
Oh, Relax Radio.
Hello, I'm Szilvi, and this is my first time on Relax Radio. Brand new show, and I just call it the Szilvi Show because that's all I could come up with. And the show is going to be pretty much about anything, so each episode will be something different. I'm going to try to make it fun and entertaining and educational. And yeah. So I have a guest today who is Hafsa, and I'm really happy to have her here with me. Hello.
Hi there, Szilvi. How are you?
I'm pretty good. This is very new to me. I have done radio work, and I'm just used to that. I'm talking, and people just hear my voice. And now I'm on YouTube or wherever I am, and people can see me. So that's pretty new to me.
I'm in London, so we both are in different countries, but still we are connected. That's the beauty of being digital and being digital. The way it's been, and this StreamYard is so good for us because it allows us to connect from anywhere in the world, so which is good.
Yeah, that is very, very amazing. I'm in the USA right now, in Portland, Oregon.
And it's 8
so-
hours differences now, isn't it?
Excuse me?
8 hours differences.
8 hours, yes. It is 2:00 here in the afternoon in Portland. So I'm in the past. I'm behind you. You're in the future. You're in my future. Yeah.
Okay. So if anything goes wrong or if anything goes good, then that means we will know before you.
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
So
And your topic, do you want to tell the viewers, listeners, what are we going to discuss about today? What subject you're?
yeah, so this is an introductory episode, really. So it's just gonna be 1 hour, but the regular show is gonna be 2 hours. So, and today I thought, since we are on lockdown, people are depressed and sad and miss their friends and their families, and they can't go out, and they don't have money. Some people lost their jobs and so on. So I would like to talk about how to stay positive and how positivity is really important, and how to manifest good things, and basically just to focus on the good things, because that will help us all individually and as a community or even globally.
Of course. So how do you keep yourself positive? How do you do it?
I have several professions, and one of my profession is I'm actually a hypnotherapist. And so I absolutely have to, and I do believe that mind over body is what's going on. So what we actually say and think and believe, we can actually manifest it. And the more we believe in it, the easier it actually gets to get to that point where we want to be. So, for example, I don't know if you had that before, or you have friends maybe where you experienced it, when they keep telling, oh, I feel really sick today. I feel so sick. And, and they actually say it so much that they actually physically will feel sick.
Yeah.
I
mean, many of us do this, but not intentionally. I do that quite sometimes recently. I've realized maybe because of the whole situation of COVID and everything else. I don't feel well, and I'm keep saying it. I don't feel well. I don't feel well. I've got a headache. I'm feeling tired. Is it because actually I'm feeling unwell, or maybe because I'm just fed up of things? I don't know, but that kind of gets to me, that I'm keep saying to my colleagues, my friends and family, oh, I don't feel well, I've got headache, I feel tired, I just want to go to sleep. Recently I have been feeling like that. Is it because I'm keep saying it, or is it because I am how shall I say this? It's because I am manifesting this into myself that I'm not feeling well, or is it because I should think positive and say, no, I've got a headache, doesn't matter. I still should continue with my work or daily chores or whatever, instead of sitting down and lying down. Do you think, what should I do in this case?
Well, it really depends. I mean, I'm sure you are tired and maybe you are sick. That, I mean, that's valid. But I think if you keep thinking about it and focusing on it, you
Mhm.
will actually slow down the process of you actually healing and feeling better. You know what I'm saying? So actually saying that will make it worse, you
Mhm.
know like or like I have, for example, friends who like say, oh, I'm too old for this, I'm too old for that, I'm too old for anything. And I'm always, every time I see that, I'm thinking, don't say that, because that goes into your subconscious, and what goes into your subconscious, that will come out. you know um, in hypnotherapy, what I always told my clients, which is a very simple way to understand it: if you have a bucket, okay, and you put bad things into the bucket, which
Mhm.
is, and let's say that bucket is your subconscious, right? And you just do all this negative stuff, you put in the negative stuff in your bucket. When you pour it out, what will come out? The, let's say, trash. Let's say you put
Yeah,
trash in the bucket.
the trash will
And if
come.
and if you pour out the bucket, trash will come out, right? You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if you put nice things in the bucket, I don't know, flowers, beautiful
Flowers,
things,
presents,
and you empty out the bucket, good things will come out. And basically everybody is their own hypnotherapist in a way, because what you think and what you say, that
mhm.
goes into your subconscious, and the subconscious is like a database, and it basically collects everything you think and say and experience. And the more negative goes in your subconscious, you're basically manifesting, because the subconscious cannot draw on anything positive. so
Mhm.
so that's what you're manifesting into the future, into your future, because that's all you feeding it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
So if you keep putting positive things into your subconscious, even if you don't believe it, like, for example, you have those days when you look in the mirror and you think, oh my goodness, I feel so ugly today. I look horrible. I have, like circles under my eye and all that. And so and you basically, and the more you say that, that's what you're gonna see. But if you actually go to the mirror and you say, I'm
I,
looking really great today. I'm beautiful. I'm just absolutely beautiful. And you saying that to yourself, and that goes in your subconscious, and eventually that's what you will see. And maybe not right away, but
mhm.
I'm thinking, if you literally go every day in front of the mirror and you're gonna say, I'm beautiful today. I look healthy, I look amazing, I'm happy, and do all these positive things, then eventually that's what you're gonna feel, and that's what you're gonna see.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
And that doesn't just go for your physical health, but
Mhm.
it also goes for anything, your goals. um
So you're
whatever.
trying to say that mental health is linked to your physical health as well.
Exactly, yes.
Mm.
Mind, body, spirit, they all connected.
Okay.
And mind is over body. So what the mind is basically what will control the body, as in manifestation. So if you think about that, you're sick, like hypochondriacs, right? That's
Mhm.
basically what they are. Hypochondriacs, they believe they're sick, and they actually they actually can feel physically sick, and even when they go to the doctor, maybe they can actually uh or like um hysteria is one of those things. His hysteria is like actually when people show symptoms of whatever they believe. So the mind definitely has a lot of power, and I'm just thinking that especially nowadays with COVID and all that, people, even if you're out there and sad and depressed or not feeling well, you have to just try your best to feel to stay positive, to focus on that, because whatever we focus on, that's what we're putting out into the collective consciousness. Basically, that's the energy we put out, you know and I mean, I could tell you stories and stories for hours about my experiences, how I manifested things that I wanted. And like I said, it's not just about your health and your well-being, but also things that you wanted. Things that you wanted to accomplish, or even physical things. If you wanted a car, and you're putting that thought out, it will eventually. I mean, you have to believe it.
How would you manifest? So, say somebody wants a very expensive car. So, how would you manifest that? What's the theory?
My The best way to do it is just to literally feel it, how it would feel driving that car, believe it, and get to the point where you don't just think it, oh, I want a car. That's not enough. You have to feel it with every fiber in your body, and you have to like think about it, like see it, like see yourself in your mental eye driving it, um, or whatever, or vacation, or whatever you want to accomplish. It's my point being here is, if you just focus on the negativity, then this is what you're gonna project out into the world and for yourself. And as a community too, I think if we stay positive, and if we actually focus on, let's say here in the COVID situation, we focus on health instead of just saying, COVID, 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 and all the negative stuff. We should just focus on health. And if the whole world literally just thinks about health and good things, how this is going to be over soon, and see themselves already doing other things, I think we could actually be happier for one. I mean, we could at least try, what I'm saying, even if it doesn't work. But I personally believe that it will work. But even if it doesn't work, it will do good for our mental health to stay positive and happy, to try smiling, even though we know all these things happen in the world, not just COVID, but all kinds of bad things. And um it's the wording also, like for example, Mother Teresa, no, was her name Mother Teresa, right? The nun.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said once that don't invite me to a anti-war protest, but invite me to a peace protest, which is basically the same thing, right? But the wording is positive. You don't want to say war, you want to say peace.
Of course.
Do you see what I'm saying? And she said that, it's, I don't know when she said that or what, I don't know the details, but that's like a pretty famous quote from her.
Okay.
So because and that goes also into our thinking. I don't know if you noticed that, but when we want something, we usually always say what we don't want, right? Like, oh, I don't want to have a bad boyfriend, or I don't want to have a bad job, or I don't want to have I don't know, a broken car. And we never really say what we actually want, and
Is it because people don't know what they want specifically? So, like earlier on, we were discussing that I want a BMW car or this car, particular car, and you manifest that. But some people, maybe they don't know what they want. They're confused. So, what would you say about these people?
Well, I think even if you not sure in detail what you want, but the more detail you actually can think of, the faster you manifest something for yourself. But just try to correct yourself when you say that. Say, oh, I'm talking negative again. Try to just at least be broad about what what you want, even if you don't know you want a BMW, but don't say, oh, I don't want to have a lemon. I don't know if in the UK you say lemon a bad car. You say, oh, I really want a car that really works well, so I can go do my job. um and somebody just told me, yeah, totally true, thank you. I don't remember your name.
Yeah.
Susa. Yeah, thank you. That's awesome that you agree with me. But it is, I don't know why in our society we are just um so conditioned to always say what we don't want, and especially when it comes to relationship, it's always like, oh, I don't want to have a cheater, I don't want to have a liar, I don't want to have this and that, and just say what you want, say, oh, I really want a loyal guy,
So you're trying to say
or
that I cut out the I don't want. You want to say, you're saying that everybody should say I want this, I want that, rather than I don't want this, I don't want that.
exactly, because you don't want to focus on the negative, because you're just going to put that negative into your head, into your subconscious, and out into the collective consciousness. So you don't want that. You just want to put positivity out there. Like, for example, also animal abuse. I even though sometimes I think it's important that people know what's going on in the world, it's definitely important that they educate themselves,
Mhm.
or human rights or whatever. But instead of posting always all those pictures, instead post the pictures that you want to
Mhm.
see happening, like don't post like war pictures, and
But people
like I
do.
said, I mean, education is important, right? But if you just keep posting these horrible, horrible, horrible things, you're just putting that out. Instead, post the pictures that you want to see in the world, the good things, because that way you literally shift the energy.
I mean, usually when you open social media nowadays, you get to see people at dead crops. You see the picture of them. There's been a war or there been a disaster and people died, and they're posting those pictures. Even like when we do, in Muslim, they do slaughter a cow or sacrifice an animal, and they keep posting those pictures as well. And when I look at them, it just really makes me feel so upset that why do you need to post these pictures? It's not necessary. There are a lot of wrong things happening in the world anyway, and putting these pictures, it makes you feel even worse. So what I was trying to say that they shouldn't. They should put something nice about it. Um, like we used to watch when we were younger. We used to watch English channels in this country, and they used to talk about Bangladesh as a third world country. Okay, maybe a third world country, but they used to always um, um, portray as a country that they don't have food, they're suffering with famine, they're suffering with disaster, this, that, the other. But always this negative impression. But when I went to Bangladesh, it's totally different picture that I saw. So these kind of things really puts you off. The negative
Hmm.
of
Yeah.
thing. They never I never seen them putting anything nice about Bangladesh. This is just an example I'm saying. Then
Right.
um, there are like I was one time I was in Bangladesh and my sister called up from here telling me this that oh, don't go out. There's been a riot in Dhaka. This that the other. But I was there the time when that took place. I was there. I didn't see anything. But
Right.
only certain area of Bangladesh, a certain part of the Bangladesh, or the capital of Bangladesh took certain part of the area. It happened, but the whole news came onto this country in Bengali news or Sky News or whatever. And yeah, I got a phone call from my sister saying that not to go out. But I've already been out. I came out from that place. There was nothing wrong. So this kind
Mhm.
of portray, negativity portrays, and it just makes you, wonder that why all this happening.
Right. As said, education is important,
Mhm.
because many people don't know that something bad is happening, and that is okay. But if we keep dwelling on that, like you said, that it's just repetitively we just see the negative, then we are literally just staying in that negativity instead of switching the energy into the positivity that we can actually manifest something. And there is I don't know, we still have enough time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. um I can't judge time when I'm talking, so but we have plenty of time, yeah. So I don't know if anybody listening out there has heard of Dr. Masaru Emoto. He did a really interesting experiment, and he was from Japan. And I lost Hafsa. Oh, there you are. He was from Japan, and he did experiment with rice and with plants. And so his theory is that um, water reacts to the energy, and when we say something negative, our energy changes, and the
Mhm.
water actually can react to it. And since we humans are like 80% water, right?
Mhm.
So we react to the negativity too, as health wise. Let's go back to the health, to the COVID thing. And you told me before the show started that you also were told that never ever speak negative to children, um, and that's totally true. And so this scientist, so what he did the one jar um, of rice. He
Mhm.
said, "You're an idiot" on it. "You're an idiot." The second jar he completely ignored, and the third jar he said, "I love you," to
Mhm.
that jar every day. He put a label on it with the words, and he also said it every day for a month. Okay, and the jars were in the exact same temperature, in exactly the same environment, same light, same everything, right? And the
Mhm.
first jar and the second jar, where he said, "You're an idiot," and the second jar he ignored, those the rice started molding. So there was mold growing on it, right? And it became totally like a disaster, right? Totally like rotting away. And the third jar actually started sprouting.
Wow.
And so you guys can look it up. It's on YouTube, Dr. Emoto. It's very, very interesting. So basically, it means that, we are reacting to negativity. We are reacting negatively to negativity. It literally gets to us physically. And so therefore, we have to pay attention to how we talk to ourselves, because let's be honest, we often say bad things to ourselves, like you did something wrong. Oh, I'm such an idiot, like, I screwed up again,
Mhm.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
who didn't do that? Who did? I definitely did. You get mad.
Oh my God, I've been so stupid. I did something so silly today.
Exactly, and that's negativity. And so when you do it to yourself, and even thinking it, when you just think it
Mhm.
and you don't say it out loud, you're putting it into your subconscious, and your body will react to it, and the body will not react to it well.
Mhm.
And that's not what you want. You want to be, especially nowadays in this craziness that's happening,
Mhm.
you want to be healthy, and you want to be positive, and you want to just think about what you want, and how strong you are, and just good things about yourself, and like I said, even if you don't feel it, just say it anyways. Just say it anyways, and just pretend you feeling good, you pretend you positive, and eventually you will shift that energy, and eventually you will feel good about yourself, and that's going to be awesome.
Another thing, what I have witnessed, not just me, but one of my colleagues. what he was saying, that every morning what people do, they wake up, they grab a newspaper and sit down with the newspaper with their cup of tea first thing in the morning.
Mhm.
What happens with the newspaper? Most of the newspapers, majority of the newspapers will have negative stories. Someone died, someone robbed, someone stabbed, something happened. All the
Right,
negative news takes
right,
place. So
right.
because of that reason, in the morning you wake up, you want to be fresh and feeling good. But as soon as you read this kind of news, what happens? It sort of makes you feel really depressed, and you go to work being depressed because
Yeah.
then it has a knock-on effect on you. So what he did was he used to advise us that whatever you do, guys, first thing in the morning, do not read the newspaper.
Mhm.
Then when
Yep.
you wake up in the morning, just think something good, something positive, that's something you want to do and you
Right,
want to achieve and fulfill in your life. Then that way what will happen to you is you will feel motivated and listen to motivated speeches that will help you to maintain your daily routine rather than reading newspapers. I mean, I'm hopeless reading newspapers. I don't like reading newspapers since
right.
my
Me, yeah, me neither.
but I do get told off. I don't like, honestly speaking, I don't like listening to the news even. I used to
Yeah.
listen when first COVID took place, and when everything was locked down in London, and I used to listen to the news, Sky News, any news. I used to follow religiously in social media. But later on, when I've seen that all the negative things taking place within the community, it just really made me feel depressed. So I thought,
Right,
no, I'm not going to listen to this. I'm not going to dwell on it. I know it's really sad, and maybe people won't like the way I'm talking, but I can't help myself. I had to, in order to make myself better and think positive, I had to totally ignore those. Nowadays, I don't even think about how many people died, how many people been infected, because when I do, it really upsets me, and I can't take that. So because of
exactly.
that, I don't listen to it, but I do see it. People do talk about it, and they tell me, "Oh, do you know what? This many people died." I said, "Okay, what can you do?" A lot of them.
Right.
Yesterday, 3 people that I know, they died due to COVID.
Mhm.
Uh, Two of them are elderly, another person, well, most of them are elderly people anyway. But
Right. Yeah, but I totally agree with you because we can't live in fear because I mean, okay, I could also tell you how many people died in car crash yesterday. How many people died just of old
we
age?
don't count
How
that.
many
We don't count
how
that.
many people died of, I don't know, food poisoning, you
Mhm.
know? How if you just think about that, you can't live like that.
No.
It's part of life, and I agree with you. You should start your day positive. And I don't watch the news because you know what? I know already what the news is. I already know. It's like the COVID, people, violence, wars. I know what's happening in the world. Like I said, be educated. That's good. But then, I mean, there's nothing new I can really see in the news because it's just humans being humans.
Some people
That's basically it.
they will turn on the Sky or CNN and whatever they watch throughout the day, the whole thing over and over and over again, and they I don't know what they expect to see changes in that news report, but they watch the whole day through, and I'm thinking, why on earth do you watch the same thing over and over again? Either you don't understand the language, or you just want to be bored. You're a boring person, either one of them. Otherwise, why do you want to listen to the same thing over and over again? It doesn't change every single minute.
I know, and I know people who do that, who literally have the TV on all day on the
Hmm.
news channel.
Yeah.
And and I have been around those people recently, and I just put on headphones, or just walk out of the room or whatever because I don't want to be negative. And here's another thing, I'm also a holistic wellness practitioner. As
Hmm.
I said, I have many professions because I
Yeah.
love to study.
Yeah.
But negativity will make your body acidic. So negativity actually manifests in your body as acidity, and positivity will make your body alkaline. If your body is alkaline, and actually it should be 80% alkaline, and 20% acidity is the healthy balance in the body, in the physical body. So, and if you being negative, you making your body more acidic than it should be. So you go over the 20%, and in acidity, any pathogen can survive. Actually, they thrive on acidity. But when your body is alkaline, pathogens cannot survive in that environment. So basically, you making yourself sick, or not, maybe not sick, but um, you have a way higher chance of becoming sick because your body is more acidic if you're negative. And when you're positive, you actually helping your body to protect itself by being alkaline, how it should be. So it's all connected. It's all holistic, mind, body, spirit is connected. And so people should just literally focus on, hey, I'm feeling good. Yeah, life sucks right now outside of in the, globally. We all know that. But as you said, it's all we can do is be a community, be together and try to make the days, every single day of our life, as good as possible.
Of course.
Because I mean, what are we gaining of being negative? What are we gaining from that? We're not benefiting anything when we like, oh, it sucks, and and this and that, and being negative, it's not gonna help us. It's not gonna help the world. It's not gonna do anything good. It's the only way you can actually. I mean, seriously, what do you prefer when you're at home? Do you prefer to try to have the most fun you can have, watch TV, make music, read a good book, look in the mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you are, and dance or whatever, or do you want to just go in bed and just like cry yourself to sleep, and or cuss or have a fight with your spouse, or you don't want to do those things? I mean, it's what kind of day is that? That's not a nice day. You should enjoy your days, no matter what's happening out there in the world.
Do you want to read some of the comments that?
Yeah, Susa just said there are. Oh, it's going too fast. I can't read that fast.
Read this one.
While we stay focused and take precautions to avoid COVID infections, we should more importantly focus on living a healthier lifestyle. Exactly. Exactly. Because it's our lives, It's like, let's make the most of our lives. The best, every day should be awesome, because that's, and I'm beating on a dead horse here. I mean, I keep repeating myself, but that's what we want. We want to enjoy our lives. And if we worry, if we live in fear, that's not a life to live. Because then, honestly, then we shouldn't even go outside and walk, right? Because
Exactly.
there's traffic, I don't know, some suitcase could fall out of an airplane. I don't know. Things can happen, If we think about all, there's so many bad things that can happen. That's no life to live in fear, right?
Exactly. Let me tell you this. It happened to me. Now I want to think about it. It's quite funny. One time I was walking on the road, and I didn't even realize going down while I'm walking, I felt something fell on my head. I didn't know what the hell it was, but it fell on my head, and I felt a bump on my head, and I become kind of unconscious, and I was on the floor. Somebody picked me up and put it down on the chair, and I woke up and I can see I was in a garage. What happened was, the garage, the signpost thing, it fell because it was a bit windy, so it fell on my head, and
Oh,
luckily, I was near near the hospital, Royal London Hospital. So they took me down to Royal London Hospital, and my family was looking for me everywhere, thinking, "Where the hell is she?" So
see?
it happened to me. So I could have been dead by now. That kind of incident, but anyway, it happened. So there you go. So I could die anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just made my point. We cannot
but
think about those things,
we have to be
because
extra.
yeah, because I mean, everybody's going every day outside. There's buses, there's traffic, there's I don't know, wildlife that could attack you. There's so many things, it's just like, no, that's not a way to live like that.
Exactly.
Susan says there are far too many news channels, and most news are repetitions, and most are geared towards political propaganda and brainwashing. That is totally correct. I agree with you.
That is the reason why I don't watch news. I don't want to get brainwashed.
I don't watch news either. Like I said, I don't do it because I personally, I love to think for myself. That's my thing. That's
Mm.
one of my hobbies. I like to use my own brain. And and it it worked okay for me so far, you know. But so I'm just encouraging everybody who's listening or watching right now to at least just give it a try and see how it works for you. Just I mean, if it doesn't work, what did you lose? And actually, my son gave me the best Christmas present a few years ago,
Okay. What
and
was?
it only cost $1, and it was a decal, that you put on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and it says "Think Positive."
Wow.
And what I did, I put it literally at my entrance, when you on the inside of the house, but before, at the door on the inside, on the entrance door. And so every time I go outside, that's the thing I see. Think positive. And sometimes, I might be in a bad mood or whatever, because I mean, I can get in bad moods too.
After all, we
I
are
try
human
to be
beings, yeah.
really positive, but it happens. And then I'm like, oh, think positive. And just reading that, it just lifts everything away from me. And I'm thinking, yes, you know what? Think positive.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only way you can accomplish anything, like your goals, like I said, even material things, like a car, like a new house, a new job. If you like, for example, you're gonna be like, well, I'm never gonna find a job, I'm no good, then guess what's gonna happen? You're most likely not gonna find a job, because nobody's gonna take you for one, because you have a dark cloud over your head. Who wants to work with people like that? I don't. But if you say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Maybe it's gonna take me 20 tries, maybe it's gonna take me 50 tries, but I'm gonna do it because I can do it, and because I'm awesome. And don't be afraid to say that you're awesome or great or anything. Don't be afraid to say that about you.
By saying positive words, it brings you, it builds your confidence. And
Exactly.
when you have that kind of confidence, then it allows you to do a lot of things in your life.
Exactly. And that goes back to where I began. It goes
Mhm.
into your subconscious. Confidence, confidence, confidence. You're putting the confidence in your bucket.
Yeah.
When you pour it out, what will come out? Confidence will come out, because that's what you put in. You know, and some people think like, oh, you're a narcissist or whatever when you say, oh, I'm great or I'm good or whatever. No, there's a line between that. Narcissism is a whole different story. But if you just love yourself and you think that you're a good person and a great person, that doesn't make you a narcissist. And because I know some people have really a problem with that, to say good things about themselves. And
Hmm.
I don't think that's, no, say that you're awesome, say that you're amazing, say that you're funny and great and you have skills, do it. Because,
Motivational speech, people, they say every single day you should say to yourself once at least that I love myself.
exactly, exactly. And,
But how many of us do that? I don't think many of us do that. We don't. We never say to ourselves, "I love myself."
yeah, and it's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to get used to, because I've been there. And and many people don't love themselves. That's the problem. So
Mm.
it's hard for them to say they love themselves when they actually don't, when they feel that they don't. But if you keep telling yourself that, even like I said, if it's not true at the first, even if you're just lying, the subconscious doesn't know lies. The subconscious does not differentiate between lies or
Mhm.
truth. It cannot differentiate that. So, but you're just putting it in. You're just putting it in, then eventually you will eventually get to the point that you feel much better about yourself. Maybe you're not going to love yourself right away, or maybe not in a year, but but you're putting it in the subconscious. You're going to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, you know. If you tell a kid that they dumb every day, yeah, you dumb, you dumb, you dumb, what do you think that kid will actually believe about himself?
That he's done. He or she
That
will.
he's dumb, even though he is not, and maybe even though he knows that he's not, that's going to reflect.
Automatically
And
it will um, manifest in his brain that he's dumb. He or she is dumb.
exactly. So this is super powerful, even if people, and I know many people don't believe in that. Many people think, oh, this is some sort of whatever, you know, new age, whatever, you know.
Mhm.
It is actually very, very true, because just try it. You know, get back with me, try it and say, hey, I tried it for 2 months, and you know, I don't know what you were talking about, but that didn't work. You know, try it. But maybe, or most likely, and I actually do believe it, if you actually do what we just talked about, that actually you're gonna be like, hey, you know what? I feel much better about myself, and oh, guess what? I got a new job, and oh, guess what? All of a sudden, I got a new car, because you projecting that positivity, and you get positivity back. You're gonna get back what you project. You know, it's kind of like a karma thing in a way. You could kind of compare it to that. You know, it's what you put out, that's what gonna come back to you. So if you're gonna be negative, and also if you like look around with people, if you're like in a bad crowd and negative people, they just attract all those people, you know. Or people in abusive relationship, they always end up with another abusive person, you know, they with, you know, because it's that's what they attract, because that's where their mindset is, that's where their energy is, and they have to change that.
Of course.
And the only way you can change it, first, like I said, if you don't believe it, fake it first. Just fake it until you actually get to the point that you believe it. You know?
I posted this picture on my social media of myself, and somebody commented in my messenger saying that in this COVID situation, how do you make yourself look so pretty? Okay, COVID situation, I understand that, but that does not mean that I need to be really depressed, upset, and not do anything about myself. Not to dress up, not to go out, not to enjoy myself. Even God have said that in any situation you should keep yourself happy. Try to keep yourself happy and content. So if God said that, then why should I be upset? Yes, I understand a lot of things happening around the world due to COVID situation, but at the same time I need to keep myself content. That's what I believe in.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that I have to endanger somebody or hurt somebody. Without hurting or endangering or anyone's belief or affecting anybody's anything, if I try to keep myself happy, then this is who I am.
Yeah,
And
and I totally agree. I totally agree with you. And when you watch this right now and or listening,
Mhm.
yeah, be happy no matter what, because happiness is what's gonna save us, honestly. It's not gonna be the people who are depressed at home crying in their pillows, or not gonna put makeup on. I never put makeup on, but if you're into makeup, put makeup on, make yourself pretty, feel good about yourself. Why not? You know, and think about all the good things that you want in your life, and what you want for your community, and what you want globally, you know. If it's about COVID, if it's about the environment, about human rights, about animal rights, whatever, just think the best. And you know, you cannot help anybody, you cannot take care of anything or do anything positive in the world unless you are positive and you feel good in your own skin, and you love yourself. That's
Exactly.
where it starts. You know, how can you give love if you can't even love yourself? You know, so it starts with you. And be happy, because the happy people, these are the people who gonna change this whole energy, I think, globally. You know,
You
just
you
spread love,
you
spread love.
earlier on, Sylvia, that about the acid and alkaline. So how would you produce alkaline? So say somebody who's negative, always negative, having this, that, the other issues, and they're negative. How can you encourage them to become positive and increase their alkaline.
Okay, so one good thing is to be thankful for things. And some people like, well, I'm not thankful for anything, and they can't think of anything. But I mean, you're breathing air, right? So you can just look at the basics, wake up, what are you happy about? Well, first of all, you woke up. That's already something to be happy about, right? And then, there's the sun, there's the wind, there's the air. There's so many things you can be thankful for. And once you start being thankful for things, you already generating positivity in you, because people always like think about something much more complicated, oh, well, I'm not thankful for my parents, I'm not thankful for this and that. You breathing air
And you're alive.
and you're alive.
Yeah.
That's already two things right there you could put on your little list. Be thankful. And see those little things that make you happy. Even I think even the most depressed person, there must be something that makes them happy. Maybe it's your cat, maybe it's your dog, maybe it's I don't know, eating a piece of chocolate, even though that's not necessarily the healthiest. But but in that case, just enjoy yourself on any level that you can. And also a really good thing is to keep yourself positive, especially when you have like a background of somebody being mean to you, or where things didn't go well, or like maybe you were abused or yelled at or fights or whatever. You can also write yourself a letter that you would like to receive from that person that hurt you, that maybe put you into that negative mindset, and write yourself a letter what you would like them to say to you. Like, for example, if it was like an abusive husband or something, then write a letter to you that say, no, like turn it around. I love you and you're the best and you're the greatest person and I'm so happy to be with you, or whatever. Because again, that goes into the subconscious. It goes in the subconscious. You're reading all that positivity. So, but uh, my basic suggestion here would be is don't overthink it. Just look at the little things, very simple. You can, I bet everybody could come up probably with at least 50 things they're thankful for. And they don't even know it because they're so little, like the food, the teeth you have in your mouth so you can chew food, I mean, it's
Eyes, nose, hands, legs, feet.
exactly, you have a thumb. Without a thumb, you couldn't do anything. It's so it's and like it's about perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm only joking.
So and I mean, this acidic and alkaline, it can be generated, like I said, with your thoughts, with what you say, so with your mind, but it can also be generated from what you eat and from activities and all that. So it's a pretty deep conversation. We could talk about it all day, basically, but people should remember that mind is connected to the body. So it is definitely plays a huge role in how you feel and what you're going to project for yourself and for anybody else that is around you, and like individually or globally or community wise. So it is and as you said, you want to have a day that you enjoy, and I think everybody should do it and not focus on the news. um I mean, watch the news. If you're like, hey, but I need to know what's going on in the world. Well, okay, watch it once a day. Once a day. Watch it once a day, then turn your TV off,
Yeah.
because it's not gonna change. Like you said, you know, keep yourself updated every day. That's totally fine. But don't sit in front of the TV and just ab- absorb all that negativity that's happening, because that's not a nice way to live.
No.
At
One
least
thing,
that's what I think. I mean, okay, if you into that, but this is just what I can tell you from my experience and my professional experience too, that you know you it's not good for you. That's just it. It's just not good for you. It's just not good for absorbing just negative, especially if you're an empath. If you're an empath, then it's even worse for you, because you're absorbing so many energies, you absorbing probably everybody else's depression and bad mood and whatever, and that's like, even it's
What,
much harder for those
what
people.
something happens? So, say friend or family or anyone, you discuss, they call you up or they meet with you and they tell you their whole life story, and you're the one who's listening to them. Then you are carrying their burden on your shoulder, and you feel more negative, more than they do, because they have told you the story of their life, and you listen to them, and they become quite but you're the one who listened to them, and you become the how can I explain this, that after listening to their story you become more depressed.
You absorbed that
Exactly.
negativity
I've
that
been
came
through that
from them.
many
And
times. And I don't know what to do with those information that they have forwarded to me. I have listened to them, and I was lost, and it used to really upset me, thinking, "Oh my
Mhm,
God, she told
mhm,
me this, or he told me that, and what am I supposed to do with all this information?" Because I cannot go and share to anybody else, because has to be something secret.
right.
Um, so
Hmm.
you have to maintain the confidentiality. So in order to maintain the confidentiality, you're done
Yeah.
basically. So you become upset, depressed. So how would you? What would you advise somebody in that kind of situation?
Well, yeah, that's kind of hard. I mean, I would be.
What would you do? What would you do?
That's rough, I mean, not everybody's an empath. If they're not an empath, they can deal with it. If you're an
Mhm,
empath, then I mean, I personally, I just don't want to be around dark people, with a dark cloud, above their head, like where it's like a stormy cloud. Um, I personally just try to literally stay away from those kind of people.
mhm.
I mean, you want to listen to them if they like really good friend or close or family. Yeah, you don't want to be rude. You want to listen, but
Exactly.
I think then basically you have to somehow, before you actually, I don't know, maybe before they start talking, say, hey, I just need a minute, and maybe just tell yourself that you're just not gonna
Get involved. Get.
visualize an invisible shield or something, and you just say, I'm not gonna absorb this. I'm just gonna listen. Try not to feel with them,
Mhm,
because that's the thing, like empaths, they feel every word you say. They feel it, and as soon you
mhm,
feel it, it's just like you absorb it. Try to just not get to the point. You just
mhm.
listen to the words and try not to feel with them, like, oh yeah, I can totally understand, because I was in that situation. Oh my goodness,
Mhm.
that's when you kind of like absorb it, because you empathizing so much with
Yeah.
them. You feeling what they feel. You don't want to feel what they feel. You literally just want to listen to what they feel, but not feel it with them. And
Okay.
that's, it's not easy. I mean, with hypnotherapy, I could help empaths like that they can control actually what they absorb and not. But just by talking, I would just really say that you focus on the words only, and you're not gonna relate. Don't relate. Don't relate to them, because that's when you're gonna absorb it.
Okay. We've got some messages, comments. Let's read those comments.
Okay,
Yes,
Susan
my
says,
name is
I'm
Rob.
sorry, I keep missing those.
Really, I'm enjoying today's topic of discussion. Thank you.
Yeah,
Also, he wrote positive
but
energy assists you stay motivated, and reflection reflects on one's facial expression. Nobody likes to see an employee with negative attitude, with effects of morale.
exactly. You, you and Tanzila says, find the optimistic viewpoint in a negative situation, cultivate and live in a positive environment. Exactly, right on. That's true. Um, in the end, this is it boils down to that. Who do you want to be with? Have a party with, or hang out with, or work with? You want
Mhm.
to be around positive people, right? Because you want to feel good. So then you basically should return the favor. You should be positive yourself, because that's what you're expecting from others. Then you should give the same. It's
Mhm.
if my grandma always used to say, you treat people how you want to be treated, and that's kind of like that. If you want to have a positive, happy life and feel good, then you need to work on yourself per se too. Like that you're gonna be a person who people want to be around, right? So yeah, it's really cool. Everybody who did the comments, thank you so much for your comments, and you are right on. I agree with you guys what you said. It's the again, to repeat, the thing is, positivity is not gonna negativity is not gonna benefit us. It's just not gonna benefit us on any way. So why do it, right? If it's not fun, and if it doesn't benefit us individually in our goals, and it's not benefiting our communities, and it's not benefiting the globally, the whole world, then why do it, right? Let's be positive, everybody, and just spread love. And so we're almost out of time.
Yep.
So
So
should
you're
we
coming
wrap
back.
up, or is there
You're
anything else
coming
you
back
would
next
like to
time
add?
again, 10 o'clock. London, UK time, 10 o'clock. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
be with
yeah, much.
Sonic Szilvi next Sunday at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and so 10 o'clock, it's going to be 2 hours next time, and I'm going to have a whole bunch of different topics. So it's not going to be always about this kind of stuff. So next time, I'm going to have a guest. His name is Grant, and he's a guitar maker, and he's going to tell us all about how to make guitars and what the process is, and teach me a lot of things, because I have absolutely no idea about that stuff. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be more about music, and if you're a musician, it's going to be fun, and all kinds of stuff. There's going to be like social issues and fun stuff, and every episode is going to be something totally different.
Different. Can't wait to hear you again. Last comment. No, let's read this from
Why?
Shreya.
Okay, it's from Sturza. While listening to people's problems help others to empty their negative issues, then you need to find a way of discharging it to help yourself. That's true. That's true. It just, you have to know how to do it. Some people, they absorb it, but then they don't know how to get rid of it. So that's the problem. But you are absolutely right. Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
True. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to us and watching us live today. And it's your show, so you need to say something to the.
Oh. Yeah, hey, this is my first episode, so
I'm the guest here today. Support me.
it's my show. That's right.
Yes,
So
good.
yeah, first episode. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching and listening. I'm really happy, and thank you, Hafsa, for getting me into Relax Radio. It's super fun, and I cannot wait to be back in the real studio, because it's gonna be way more fun. But I'm very thankful for this technology that we can do this, and I'm very happy that some people tuned in and listened to us. And yeah, I'll be back next Sunday, every Sunday from 10 p.m. to 12 to midnight London time, and soon enough in London. We're right now in the USA. So I'm gonna keep it fun and entertaining. So every episode is gonna be something different. So it's gonna be interesting, hopefully, for all of you. And see you guys later.
Good night, all.